Hey Capricorn, welcome to the channel that brings you multidimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expanded perspective, and also that they're not for a specific time but should resonate with you whenever you come across them. Okay, let's get into it. So Capricorn, I'm getting that you've been going through a period of like retrospection, which is when you it's like doing the books for your life, right? And balancing things out, reconciling, Um, I see you kind of like thinking back and getting epiphanies is actually what I'm getting. You've got the Ace of Swords, you got the Page of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. You've got Awakening, right? And this is telling me all about you going through this, or these moments of where you think back and you're thinking about your past. Suddenly, okay, something is wrapping up in your life. A specific period in your life is wrapping up, right? It's like the previous period, like you used to live life in a certain way, and it's like you're about to kind of change, live a more open, authentic, different life than you used to before. And just as this change is happening, you're kind of you're thinking back, you're reminiscing, you might be feeling nostalgic, you're thinking a lot about the past, and the things that went down, um and you're getting epiphanies, and you're getting new understanding of those moments. There might be a moment that like you think about that really hurt you, and you've always never wanted to think of that memory, and for the first time you're thinking about it in a new light, because you've also got this High Priestess card along with these cards that's talking about how, because you have a new understanding, most of your memories mean something different to you now, or they have different trigger points than they used to, because you've gained a different understanding of life, right? So there might be a memory when you thought someone did you wrong, and like you've kind of hated them for it for the longest time, and it's like for the first time, because of this High Priestess energy and just this epiphany energy happening around you, you realize why that person did that. That yes, they hurt you, it doesn't negate that, but the reason why that happened is because of this, and this, and you just find yourself in a more understanding space of the reason why other people or another person acted the way they did. You've got the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So I'm getting that a lot of your memories that you are thinking about, it is painful stuff. Like I said, so Capricorn, the memories you're thinking about now, you're never gonna have to think about them again, really. Like I said, these are things that were still pain points in your life, but now, like I said, you're moving on from a certain period of your life. It might be a period with a certain person, it might be a period of you being a certain person, but you're completely moving towards a new state of being, or another state of being, or I just heard family. Some of you might be moving to a new family, hey, whatever, but right now it's like you're wrapping up the old stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like when you're packing up at your house, right? You're moving, and then obviously there's the stuff you haven't looked at like in ages, the stuff that was in your closet, and now you have to clean out your closet, and you're kind of going down memory lane. And I am getting a bit of like crying, but it's not like sad, sad. It's just, I remember, I remember, I remember. And you're also thinking about how these moments, like with the Seven of Swords and this Three of Swords, it's healing tears. It's the tears of someone who's healed, not the tears of someone who is like still really pained by past actions. But it's also showing you how much you've grown. I'm seeing you, that's mostly what's making you cry. You cannot believe who you've become due to your past circumstances or due to a certain event in your life. I'm kind of getting, yeah. It's called infragility, post-traumatic growth. A lot of us really just concentrate on post-traumatic stress and like how oh, I used to be so adventurous and so free in love, and then someone hurt me, and now I can't trust anymore. And it's like, that shit is so old. Like, yeah, it's still relevant. Don't be offended, cross watchers. It's still relevant, but the people I'm talking to, you've tapped into post traumatic growth, right? Which is kind of past post traumatic stress. This is a point that you get to where all those things that happened, the pressure that was being put on you by life and normal life things, now that pressure is no longer there, whereas in post-traumatic stress, you're left with this dent and you're like hurt and you're not the person you used to be and boo-hoo. In post-traumatic growth, you become even stronger or better than the person you were before. So the pressure, this was you before the pressure. Then the pressure came and you kind of did this. And then post-traumatic growth is when the pressure is lifted and you're actually better than you were before the pressure was applied to you. You're smarter, you're more discerning, you're more prepared for life, you're more optimistic in dealing with your issues, with which changes your circumstances all on its own completely. So there's also that you kind of looking back and realizing that everything that happened, take that as an omen. Like, a lot of you are gonna be celebrating, to be honest, really soon. There's a way in which you handled your issues and the problems which came into your life that caused this anti-fragility wave to really embed itself within your life. So you're gonna notice, because a lot of pressure is being lifted is what I'm getting off of you. And as the pressure is getting lifted, like I said, you're gonna realize your life just being not really going back to normal, which is what you might have thought, but actually being way better than what it was before with this Empress card. Getting someone who is able to call the shots in their life. Getting someone who is able to take care of the people they love. Because when things were hard, they took care of themselves, which is very necessary. And it's like, now the pressure's off and you're going to be able to share that with people around you. I see someone who is respected and inspires other people and has relationships that reflect their own relationship with like the most authentic part of themselves, right? Which is like a partnering relationship. So this is the kind of person, you Capricorn, are the kind of person that kind of loves collaborating with people. This is great. I'm also getting someone who loves being loved. And I'm getting that that's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned within the past couple of years or whatever. Is like, there's this energetic transference that you receive from being seen for who you really are and being loved for who you really are. It amplifies you in crazy ways, and yeah, you're kind of learning to be okay with that it's cool for you to be loved, it's safe for you to be loved, and whatever happened, as painful as it was, you're in the part of it where it changed your life in the best way. There was the moment where it had changed your life in the worst way, but you're past that now. With the Star card and the Six of Pentacles, it's time for you to receive, Capricorn. It's time for you to receive. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Later.